All right, what's up, everybody? It's Matt. Obviously, Zach is here. We have a special guest here on TRS Live today. A little late start. We were trying to get some things figured out here, but it's just the way it goes. So to my left here, you're going to see this is Bryce.
What's up, guys?
He's got the YouTube channel Outdoors Weekly, and most of the time on here, you're going to see a lot of these things used. Bryce, what exactly is in my right hand right now?
This is a neodymium magnet from Battle Magnets, and if you guys have not, I do a lot of magnet fishing. If you guys have not heard about magnet fishing, what it is you tie a rope to one of these magnets, you go down to a little boat ramp, creek, wherever, and you throw it in the water and you drag it back, and anything that's magnetic sticks to the magnet, and we pull up some crazy stuff from doing this. So far, since I've been doing this, we're up to 17 guns we found so far. We're up to 4 or 5 safes. We got backs to ATMs. We got some crazy stuff.
So, okay, well, I want to get into some more of that kind of unique finds, those treasures and finds and all that kind of stuff like that. But, I mean, how did you basically start with this kind of stuff?
So, like, start with YouTube?
Yeah, start with YouTube or magnet. Well, so what made you get into magnet fishing first and foremost?
So, ironically, I saw a video on YouTube about magnet fishing. It was, like, one of the first ones that was out there. It was about some dude magnet fishing in a well. And I was like, man, I saw that. I got to try that. And it was really cool, and I went out and I had a blast. And I was already doing YouTube at the time, and my audience loved it. So I was like, all right, they like it, I like it. Yep. I'll go do some more of it.
What were your first type of YouTube videos you did?
So I started off with fishing videos.
Okay.
And that's all I did up until, like, I got up to, like, 6,000 subscribers, and that was about 2 years of doing just straight fishing videos, about 3 to 4 times a week posting fishing videos.
Yep.
And then one weekend I went out and did some magnet fishing. I was walking around the banks here in where do I say where I was?
If you want to, you can. Because you're originally from Wisconsin.
Yeah, I am originally from Wisconsin.
So you can just say you were around the Fox Valley area.
Fox Valley.
Kind of where you got your start.
Yeah. We were walking down there, and I saw this bone on the bank. And I was like, man, that looks too big to be a deer bone. I still swear by it this day.
Right.
It was too big to be a deer bone, and it was at the bottom of a dam. Yep. So I was like, that's kind of sketchy. So I called the police down there, and that came, and it turns out that video just blew up. It got like 1 million views in a week.
Holy smokes.
And that was crazy. And right now that video is my most viewed video, and it's sitting at like 4.6 million views.
Right, and right now you have just, shy of 300,000 people that follow you on
got
YouTube?
250,000, something like that on YouTube.
So if you don't follow Bryce right now, you got to go to what?
It's YouTube/Outdoors Weekly, or if you just type in magnet fishing, it's
you're the man. You're the pioneer. The Godfather.
Yeah, of magnet fishing. The God.
The Godfather. Yeah, let's not say yeah. So then it started from there. So you obviously you stumbled upon this unique find on the bottom of the water. Did you find anything pulling a magnet that day?
Yeah, it was just like a bunch of rebar and stuff. So my original plan for that video was to go out and collect all this this magnetic stuff and go sell it to a scrapyard for the video. I was like, man, that would be a pretty cool idea.
Yep.
And then just like how the day turned, complete right turn from what it was supposed to be, just turned into something like really good that helped me out a lot. Because like I said, I had like 6,000 subscribers before that video went up, and I ended the summer after that video went up with like 22,000. That's really what got me started.
Right.
That one video.
And then obviously from there you're like, okay, fishing's really awesome. I absolutely love it. But this magnet fishing is where it's all about.
Yeah, and it's a whole different. It takes a whole different turn. It's just a whole different thing.
Right. Okay. So now we've grown the YouTube channel. And now this is primarily what you do 5 days a week, correct? I mean, for the most part?
Yes, definitely. I'm either filming magnet fishing videos or working on my magnet company.
Right, it. Which is what?
Battle Magnets.
Battle Magnets, and that's just really simple. Battle Magnets.
So I started, since I've been magnet fishing so much, I was like, you know what? I want to start my own magnet company and just start selling my own magnets. So I was like, I just went out and did it one day.
So right in front of us, we have a couple of your examples here.
Yeah.
So this is thing. I was like, when I first saw this, Zach, I'm like, dude, this is reminding me of old school Batman. You guys are probably both a little too young.
No, I know what you're talking about.
But when Adam West used to be on, used to watch, he used to take this, throw it up over a building and pull himself up. What you didn't realize is like the camera turned, so they're actually walking this way. But what in the heck is this thing?
So this is a grappling hook. This throws a whole different turn on magnet fishing. So what it is, you tie a little rope to here, a carabiner or whatever, and you throw it out in the water and you drag it along the bottom. And this gets stuff that's not even magnetic. The best find we've gotten with this so far, we actually got last weekend. I took a trip up to Missouri and met up with some people, and we ended up finding a whole motorcycle. That video actually comes out today at 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock on Outdoors Weekly. You got to go on there.
It's
and find
insane. It was a whole big Harley Davidson motorcycle, and the cops were like, we found out it was stolen from Richland, Wisconsin, actually.
No way.
Huh.
And they said it was like back in 2012. So, like, what is that, 8 years ago now? It was stolen.
Oh, Paul Coots said lost the sound. Are we still good yet? I mean, that comment was a little bit old.
Yeah, we should be good.
Okay. Let us know, Paul, if you can still hear us on here. But, so anyways, so you found a motorcycle pulling this kind of thing. So lead me to that process. Okay, so let's backtrack a little bit. So you're living in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
You move out of state now. You live,
Yeah, this was pre-YouTube.
Pre-YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay, so that you moved?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I moved in 2010.
Oh, okay.
I've been doing YouTube since, like, I think I started my channel in 2015, but I think I've been posting now for, like, 4 years.
Okay. So now, you're living on the East Coast, and
Yep.
where it's just nicer because the weather is nicer. You can fish every single day, right?
It's
Magnet
still,
fish.
Yeah, we get open water. We don't get ice, but it still gets pretty cold there.
Right.
Like, it gets in the 30s. I mean, granted, this has been an unreasonably warm summer. I just heard, like, some of my friends back home, they're like, yeah, it's been 75 this entire week.
Oh, my God. Yeah, send some of that north here.
Right.
Yeah.
So
if it can't be too cold, then we might as well just have warm
right.
all year long.
See, now what I think is awesome about this kind of stuff is, like, we were talking with Justin that works here earlier, and when I see one of these, I think of this as like a lure retriever.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
And when I look at this, I'm like, maybe not this one, because how much weight can this potentially hold?
This one can hold 1,500 pounds right here. It is tested in ideal conditions to hold 1,500 pounds, but the majority of it, the difference between the smaller sizes and this one is the surface area.
Yep.
You're way more likely to find some with a magnet with this type of surface area than, like, say, one like that big.
Right, because
which is
now
like
you
500.
have, what, 3 other different sizes?
Yeah,
magnets?
I have a 900-pound pull magnet along with a 500-pound pull magnet.
Okay.
And the 500 is probably like that. I mean, you've seen it today. And
Yep.
then the 900 is probably like that. And
Yep.
then the 1,500 is the Goliath.
The Goliath. That thing is just ridiculous, dude. So I was walking down the hall with it, we were getting some weights on these kind of things. And I took one of the magnets, the 900 and the 1500, and actually stuck them together. And he warned me not to do that.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. And it just, like, I was like, hey, Rick, check this out. I did this. And I was just like, oh, no. So you're like,
You
but
got to push them off to the side.
Yeah, you have to slide it off. But I mean, that's a realistic thing. So, like, when you found that motorcycle, you said you were sticking to it, but obviously it's not enough to pull the whole motorcycle out of the water.
That's where the claw comes into play here. We were magnet fishing, and we just felt something huge with the magnet. We were pulling as hard as we could, and we just couldn't get it up. And usually what we do with the claw, there's a lot of mud in Missouri where we were, and we would pull it out of the mud, and then we just drop it down. Or sometimes the claw will just pull it up by itself, but usually we'll just stick the magnet on it, and it'll come right up after we get out of the mud.
Right up.
But this thing, we got the claw on it, and we were pulling as hard as we could, and it was not moving. So we're like, all right, time to hook it to the car. And then we hooked it to the car, and we drove off. And, like, it ended up taking us 8 hours to even see what it was.
Let's not give away too much information. Let's make people go to Outdoors Weekly and watch that video, because you said it drops at what time? Like 5 o'clock?
5 o'clock Central.
Central time.
Yeah.
Perfect. So I watch your stuff. I think it's freaking crazy the amount of stuff you've seen. Like, I saw the one where you're finding road signs off that abandoned bridge.
Crazy amount of those signs. I don't know how it is up here. I don't really know too many people that magnet fish up here, but in North Carolina, like, I swear the Department of Transportation is just throwing their signs in the water, because, like, every spot we go to, we're finding like 2 or 3 of them. Like, if we see those yellow striped signs when we pull up, we're like, oh, we're guaranteed to find a sign.
No way.
It's crazy. Like, I swear we're, like, uncovering, like, the Department of Transportation's, like, little dirty little secret.
cleaning up the water, but somebody's gonna get in trouble at some point.
Because it's crazy. We can't even take those because that's state owned.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so we just got to leave them there.
So that's a great kind of segue. What do you do with the stuff that you find?
So what we do is we leave it in a nice pile on the side of the road, and then people come and scrap it for us.
Okay.
Yeah, we send people the location. They come out and they get it, because we just don't have the time to do it.
Right.
'Cause doing YouTube is a full-time job.
Yep. Yep. So this is pretty crazy. Because I was always wondering during the videos. I mean, like I think like you said, you referenced it before. I want to take it to the scrapyard, but on some of that stuff, does it really even pay to take it there?
Not really. Not for us, because we can use that time. Like we gotta when I'm done filming a video, I want to just go and edit. I'm like really excited
You're
to see this
stoked up,
footage.
get
like,
it
I
out
wanna
there.
See it.
Yep.
Yeah.
The motorcycle. What happened to the motorcycle then?
So with the
Oh,
motorcycle.
is this in the video?
No, it's
okay.
all good.
Okay.
So we got the motorcycle up. We called the police down. They tried to find the VIN, and they ended up calling a tow truck. So they had a tow truck come and pick it up. It was really cool.
Right.
Like I was not expecting all that. Like I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna call the police down. Like it's gonna be cool for the video and all this stuff. And then they were like, cops were really nice. Those were some of the nicest cops I've ever ran into.
I was gonna say most of the encounters with when you have to call the police, are they obviously pretty nice about things?
It can go both ways.
Yep.
Definitely.
I mean, I suppose it depends on what you find.
Yeah, like a lot of the guns we always call pretty much.
For sure.
We actually found a website. So what the cops do is they run the serial number on the gun if we can find it. If it comes back clean, we can keep it as found property. So we found a website that has a database of all the registered guns and all that stuff. So we just type it in on that website now.
Yep.
And if it says not stolen or it comes back clean, we just keep it.
What do you do with them at that point?
So we fix them up a little bit, and if they're fixable, I mean I just keep them. They're cool. I keep them in my office.
Right. Yeah, it's a unique treasure.
Just like wall hangers.
So treasures. Have you found anything of extreme value?
We found something that we thought we were about to be rich with. So that was actually with the claw, and this spot is sketchy. We pulled up cash registers, safes, and 7 guns at this one spot. We decided to go out there one more time because we kind of drained out that spot. There's nothing left. We'll just go one more time. It was the finale, last good send off to this spot. We threw the claw out there, dragging along the bottom, and my buddy hooks something. He pulls up, it's a duffel bag, and we're like, oh, it's probably just a bowling ball bag. We open it up, we're like, what the heck? There's a rock in there. So we take out the rock, and this entire duffel bag was full of jewelry.
What?
Yeah, it was insane. And we were like, oh my gosh, we're going to get rich. So we called around everywhere trying to find somewhere that would let us film inside their jewelry store to go get it appraised. And it turned out to all be costume jewelry, but it was still pretty cool. But the cool part is we found a whole bunch of dog tags and old medals from their school, and we actually found the dude on Facebook. So we're trying to get him his stuff back. We reached out, and everybody who watched the video is trying to help us track down this.
Really?
I think his name is Walter Elliott's.
Walter Elliott's.
We're
if
trying
you're
to
watching,
get him.
help. We got your lost property.
Yeah, and we're trying to get it because a lot of it was old sentimental stuff. There's old pictures, old military awards and stuff. So we're trying to get it back to him.
So you thought you hit the gold mine,
yeah,
literally.
we were like, man, we're gonna be rich,
dude. So I remember watching that video. You guys are just jumping for joy, and that's crazy how that bag stayed together that whole entire time.
It's crazy
as you're pulling it up. So obviously, to me, it seems like the claw is the one you like to use the most in certain situations.
Definitely.
What if this thing snags on the bottom?
So I have yet to get it snagged, and what I do is I'll always throw my magnet first and feel around and make sure that I know the stuff's down there is just stuff that I'm going to be able to pull out with the claw. And if it does get snagged, we just hook it up to the car and it comes right out.
No way.
My buddy pulled up a log that was probably this big around with his truck.
I was going to say, coming through the trees and stuff like that, if you hook a tree with this thing, think it's like a treble hook on a fishing lure. How many fishing lures does a guy lose in a year? I don't even want to think of that.
My buddy's got a whole tackle box full of lures that he's fixed up and replaced, all rattle traps and all that stuff. I was telling you guys earlier, I worked a trade show the other weekend. A lot of these guys there are bass fishermen. They're big swim baits. They're like, yeah, man, I'm gonna buy one of these just in case I lose my $200 swim bait.
Well, that's the first thing. Right. First thing Justin did is he brought a pack of hooks back here, and he's like, sticks. I'm getting one for sure. I mean, it's crazy.
Dude, I could buy one of those right now, and once the ice goes, I could probably find at least $150 worth of my lures from the last 2 years.
Well, that's weird. I know a guy that sells these things.
Oh, weird. Probably get a hold of them.
And it's something. I mean, we're considering carrying them in the store. I think they're phenomenal. Yeah. And you said you have a huge following up here, and obviously, I would love to go out and do a video with you on this kind of stuff. Obviously, you're always out filming all the time, but I'm curious now what all other kind of things are at the bottom of the water.
Yeah, I know. That's part of it that's so fun. It's just you never know what you're going to pull up, especially with the claw. It's crazy. It could literally be anything.
Yep.
One time we were fishing with this thing, my buddy hooks into something, he's pulling it up, he's like, what the heck is this? We think it's just a log. It's a deer. It was a whole dead deer at the bottom of the river we pulled up.
Hoopta.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Let that one go.
Yeah,
Let that one
we
go.
like slacked up on the claw. We luckily got it off. We're like, well, we're not throwing over there anymore.
Right.
Right.
So, okay, guns, jewelry.
So real quick, guns. What is the coolest firearm you
I
found?
like that. Good
Ooh,
question.
we got probably a revolver. I got a really cool stub nose revolver.
For sure.
Yeah, I think it was a .38 caliber.
Sure.
It was an old gun. It was a Bulldog, I think was the name of it. It was really cool.
For sure.
See, and Steve, the firearm guy, he'd love to see that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I got
Right, because I
tons of
think in
pictures.
one of your pictures you had like I think you probably found a 25 ACP little little.
Yeah, that was
old-
the most recent one. I
For
found
sure.
those both in the same day. I found a little sawed-off shotgun and a
Is that's the same spot you found the jewelry, right?
No, I don't. No, I think. Are we talking about the same thing? Because I got a couple pictures of guns on my. Are you talking about on Instagram or on YouTube?
I don't remember.
Yeah,
Probably,
I
I think it was
two
a-
guns like this. I think it was the picture
Yeah.
you guys used for the.
Yep.
Because I think the one had a white grip on it.
Yeah, that one.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the spot we found. I think we're up to five guns there at that one spot, and it's crazy. I magnet fished there so much and never pulled up a gun, and just one day we caught two. The next day we caught one. The next day we caught another one.
So that's what I'd want to be looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, why do you think there's guns are ended up in the water like this?
Well, I mean, obviously they're trying to get rid of them for a reason.
Right.
Like it's like I just don't understand. Like either someone doesn't want their old grandpa's guns or something. They're just throwing them out, and a lot of them are sawed-off shotguns, which are illegal.
Are they coming back with like the serial number scratched off and stuff, or are they just so rusted? And
So some of them are just so rusted where it's just you can't like get anything off of them.
And
So,
the funniest thing about having the ones that are so rusted that you can't read the serial number is even if that's a legal firearm, you can't even possess that because of the fact that
there's
it's
no
rusted
serial
off.
number on it. Yep.
yeah. And
Unless it's
we-
old enough.
That one little white grip one, we cleaned that up real nice. I never put that in another video, but
For sure.
we couldn't find the serial number on it like when we were out doing it, but we cleaned that up. That thing looks like brand new.
Huh.
It's crazy.
Really?
Yeah, you can see which side it was laying on the bottom because
Right.
it's all like rusted.
See,
but
a
the
pistol
side-
like that, I mean, depending on how you found it, either that was some kid's 25 ACP because everybody had one of those growing up apparently back in the day.
Oh,
That
really?
they lost there.
Yeah.
Zach,
Or you found a mob gun.
Zach's a
Yeah,
big gun
no.
guy. He knows. You had a guy found a unique little find here too. I mean, not magnet fishing, but you.
Right.
I mean, you found something really cool and unique. So it's just that's a whole nother world of things that you
Right.
could just.
Yeah, I know. It's just like it's mind blowing to me how much stuff is just like on the bottom of these river systems that we never would have known about ever if it wasn't for this.
Well,
Right.
we had talked about this too. Is like you're cleaning up the water
Yeah.
as well. I mean, you're getting a lot of that stuff.
It's
that,
like kind of like what is that? What's the word? Like you're doing two things at once. Like
Yeah.
you're having a blast, like finding some cool stuff,
Yep.
and in the process, you are helping the environment.
Have
Right.
you ever
Cleaning up the
run
waterways.
into like anybody giving you any hard times about being at this location or telling you that you can't do this? Are there
Yeah, there's-
here's a question: are there regulations on magnet fishing that
So,
you have to
There,
abide by?
not yet, because this is a very new thing. It's only been like it's getting bigger,
Yep.
but it's really been a thing for like 2 years probably.
Okay.
But unless it's like, because I worked at a trade show and someone in Virginia was telling me that it's like there's some of the rivers are like classified as burial grounds for the Civil War. So they went there and they got in big trouble for fishing in there because it's a burial ground.
Right.
So, but there's no like you don't need a fishing license or one time my buddy had a game warden come down to him, and game wardens don't know what this is. I had the same problem with the game warden too. They came out and they're just like, what are you doing? And we're like telling him, oh, we're cleaning up trash, all this stuff, like we're finding cool stuff. And he's like, well, I don't want you doing this here because you're like mining stuff out of the water, and if you find anything illegal, like we need to know. I was like, yeah,
of
If
course.
we find something illegal,
Yeah,
like we're gonna
right.
call you guys. And and I asked him like, how are we mining with the
Right.
water? Like it's a magnet. And he's like, I just don't want you doing it. He was not the nicest dude.
He just wasn't sure of what exactly you were doing, and
Yeah,
you
I
know.
mean, so that's how it is. Like it's a new thing, and what people don't
Yep.
know, he just didn't want us doing it there. So I mean, we left, but I mean.
So besides YouTube, I mean, you said you do trade shows. What other kind of things are you doing to build magnet fishing? I mean, I got your contacts through a local school here in Appleton.
So the What's the name of the school?
Oh man, I knew you were gonna ask me there to put me on a spot. I'm gonna get in trouble that I can't remember.
I can't either. I feel terrible.
I know.
Fox River Academy.
See,
I think that's
perfect.
What it is.
You nailed it.
See,
I put the pressure back on you, and you pulled through.
Yeah, I do it. Yeah, but I went and gave a little. I talked to the class about magnet fishing, and about YouTube, and I really liked that. That was a lot of fun.
Is that the first and only school you've been a part of that way? Or
I talked to his summer school class in the summer too.
Yep.
Yeah, so that was the second time I've done that.
Were they kind of like how Trevor was? Were they starstruck when you walked into the school?
A couple of them were.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you get noticed a lot, like when you're walking around in public?
It does happen a little bit. It happens a couple times a month, I'd say. It's a nice little treat.
Right.
But at the trade shows, it was crazy. It was like I probably took I felt a little famous. I'm not gonna lie.
Did you do autographs?
Yeah, autographs.
No way.
Taking pictures with people. it was a lot of fun.
Sided magnets.
Yeah, I got sick after from. Like each trade show, I got sick after, and I don't get sick a lot, but I think it was from shaking everybody's hand.
Yep, shaking hands and kissing babies. Right, you got to start bringing hand sanitizer stuff with you. All right, we got some questions rolling in here. I got to stay up on here. We used to deal with a guy who, this is E.C. Davis, who was mentally ill. One day, we found him throwing his father's gun collection he recovered from World War II. One of the weapons was a beautiful Luger, beautiful Luger.
So I know where we're going.
Yeah. Little Beautimore now harbors those weapons.
If you find a recovered, like just putting it into perspective, if you found a Luger that was recovered and you can at least prove that it was a recovered weapon, that's like easily $6,000 for a handgun.
What?
Really?
Yeah. Oh. They have one over at Fox Valley Fire.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, all right, I'm out of here. I'm taking a 1,500-pound battle.
Now, the best part about this is if they are true
E.C. Davis, send me those coordinates.
If they're true World War II recovered weapons, and if there's anything that's machine guns in there, then you can get a felony just by finding it, so you got to turn them in.
Yeah, I think that's how it is with the sawed-off shotguns, too.
Yeah,
because they're illegal length, and you're not supposed to have those.
So that depends, though, if you find them with, if they have a stock. If they have a stock, then you have to get rid of them. Otherwise, if they have a pistol grip or a club grip, then you should be able to be fine with those. But if they have a stock, then you're...
Yeah, because all the ones we do have stocks. Like I feel like that's why the majority of the guns we do find are shotguns.
Right.
Due to that fact that it's a legal length. They don't know what to do with it, so they just throw it in the water.
Do you get a lot of those guns back or not really?
So...
You said how many you're up to? 7?
17.
17.
Between me and my buddy.
Yep.
We never got any of the guns back. We turned into the police just because we magnet fish in Raleigh, North Carolina. Like it's a pretty big city, so the police force is like, that's the last thing they want to deal with. I mean, it's like when we call the police, like we know we're not getting the guns back. So before we call, we get all the pictures, we do all this social media stuff that we're gonna do with it.
Yep.
Like the filming, like get cool pictures, Instagram stuff, and then we just go out and we call them, turn them in.
So him and I we've been talking. Can't remember our first conversation you and I had, but I mean it's probably been a couple months.
Yeah.
And I think it would be awesome to get him back up here this summer and then go out in a boat and do this kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, that was you that I was talking about.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, remember that. If anybody else offers to take you on a boat in Wisconsin, say no. You're going with the real shot first.
I'm just thinking about all the spots right along this river right here.
Oh man,
everywhere
There's
that
a
I
river
fish.
that runs here.
The Fox River.
The Fox River.
Oh, duh! Oh my god!
I'll tell you, if you want to pull up a bike, there's a bike down off Law Street. There's somebody dumped like a really nice mountain bike, but it's like covered in silt. I went for a run one day, and I always stop and look over the water. I look down, and I just see this outline of a mountain bike.
Funny,
and I'm like, okay.
I did catch a bike somewhere in Kaukauna, right off the Memorial Bridge there. I threw my magnet off, and that took a while to get in.
Mike, so you can't fish off of a bridge, but can you magnet fish off?
I mean, it doesn't say no magnet fishing.
Until they say
hey, if they want to put technicalities on us, we can do it to them.
Right,
exactly.
That's true.
It doesn't say
You're
no
not
magnet
catching
fishing.
fish.
We're not fishing.
I'm really getting excited about potentially going out and doing.
Now,
this.
what would be crazy? The ultimate crossover though would be a fish that one of us lost a lure in its mouth.
Get this.
And then you pull up a fish with a lure in its mouth.
I've caught 2 catfish magnet fishing.
Really?
Get this. One of them was in a pipe that I pulled up, and I dump out the water, and a catfish came out.
Yep.
The other one was in a truck bed that we pulled up, and in the truck bed, I was like, what the heck is moving in there? It was a catfish again. So I've caught 2 fish magnet fishing.
So the weirdest part about this is you're talking about the catfish, but how did you catch a truck bed.
Oh yeah, the truck like it was the back to it.
The tailgate.
Oh, tailgate. Okay.
Tailgate, that's what it was.
So where the handle was,
yeah,
is where the
that was
fish
at the
was
same
at.
spot where we found that duffel bag full of jewelry, all those guns. That spot was loaded. We caught so much stuff.
But
there.
you've gone back there and you haven't found nearly
Yeah.
as much.
So what happens is the problem is we had so many videos do so well there. People found out about it. I
Oh.
think between me and my buddy, we had like 7 or 8 videos get easily or they're all 7 or 8 over 1 million views.
Okay.
Just at that spot, and a lot of them have 2 million plus. So it's like
So now it's
a lot of people know about that. They buy a magnet. Like, oh dang, they catch a lot of stuff.
hopefully they
there.
buy a battle magnet.
Yeah, hopefully.
They're going out there. They're going to the Battle Magnet website. But I had to go back here again to another comment from Trevor, who we just saw earlier. He said, "Hey, the dude's famous. Who wouldn't be starstruck?" You're probably gonna have to sign an autograph before you leave here today. You think?
Man, I'm gonna be honest. I don't have an autograph. When I was signing all this stuff, I
Well,
just
your paper, your signature is your autograph, bro.
yeah, I know.
He'll
but
probably have you sign his hat or
I
something.
know, but I
like
just scribble.
That's
That's the art.
That's
you
a-
gotta perfect the
I
first
know.
letter and then
That's
scribble.
exactly
Yeah.
what I do.
I have
I go
my
B
name.
and then just
Hallmark H.
Yeah, and then just go from there.
Literally.
Yeah, just a huge B, and then the rest
Hey,
is
that's
just
exactly
big
what I
Z,
do. That's
scribbles, and then Outdoors Weekly. Hey man,
And then the more aggressively you write it, the more important you'll feel too.
right,
Found. You
yeah,
just
no,
gotta-
you got it. After you, then it's done.
Yep.
I was watching my son sign some papers last night, and I'm like, geez, look at it. He's like, I'm like, dude, that's not even a signature anymore. You couldn't even read what the heck you
yeah.
wrote.
I mean, well, like when you're doing when you're paying for stuff too, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't
No.
even register. You just
yeah, I got some funny stories.
sometimes I
about
do.
that.
Yeah, I do like a little smiley face sometimes.
So what is this? What does 2020 bring for you, and what kind of plans you got rolling in?
So 2020 is going to be, hopefully this is going to be pretty big for me because right now I'm actually still in school. I'm
Yep.
still in high school. And what happened was I had to be put in online class just because like how busy I am and like traveling. Because like I'm doing YouTube as a full-time job. And right now Battle Magnets is becoming pretty big. And that's taking up a lot of time. And then on top of that, I'm doing school.
Yep.
So, but once I graduate, I want to travel like to all these big cities like No One's Magnet Fish in Chicago, New York, Detroit.
Well, don't give it away. Like, keep some of these cities.
Yeah, I know. Well, you asked me what's coming up.
I know, but you don't give away all because now somebody's gonna go there that lives there. And
Yeah.
film. But yeah, I can imagine
Yeah,
you got
there's
a
gotta
busy
be some
schedule. And you
crazy
graduate
stuff.
when?
Hopefully in June.
Hopefully. What
Yeah.
do you mean? Hopefully.
Well, oh yeah, that's right.
It's
June.
long now, June, man. I'm
June.
done in June. I'm moving on. Outdoors Weekly, we're cranking it full. We're doing a full tour.
Yeah.
Can you imagine trying to hit 50 states?
Yeah, like there was a guy who did that fishing wise. He just traveled throughout all 50 states and lived in a van. That was really cool. I saw him at one of the trade shows. I was going to go talk to him, but he left before I had a chance to talk to him.
Okay.
I wanted to see his van because that would be something cool that I'd love to go do.
Right.
Yeah.
That's been becoming more and more popular. Like I follow a lot of like hunting channels and stuff like
Right.
that, and a
Yeah.
lot of them are breaking vans down to
Safari van.
They
dude.
can live in them. You
Yeah.
know, I
A
can't
GM, dude, you know the ultimate travel vehicle would be a GMC Safari van, like the all-wheel drive or the four-wheel drive vans that are like a little bit lifted up, beefier with a bed in the back.
Yeah.
Right
Yeah.
there. That'd be it. Because then
Yeah.
you could go off-road. You could
mean,
get to the weirdest places.
They're putting like small kitchens in these things.
Dude, my buddy lives in a freaking school bus.
Oh,
Like
that's
literally a
cool.
full
That's
retrofitted
cool.
school bus. So he's
Yeah.
got like the back end as a bedroom, and then it's just like a kitchenette and then like
That's
a living
awesome.
room.
Yeah, there you go.
Like what?
Dude.
That's awesome. Hey, it's cheaper than a house too.
Right.
And
Oh,
plus,
yeah.
with how much I travel, like, see, that's what I don't know what I'm gonna do because, like, I eventually have to move out and do all this stuff. But when I'm traveling, like, so much and
Yep.
gone so much, like, it's just, do I really want to pay rent for a place I'm not even gonna be at?
Network.
No.
Find
Exactly.
people to.
Yep. I
bounce
bet you
around
if you
with.
reached out to, it might be a little
Couch
creepy to
surf.
say, "Hey, I'm coming
Literally.
through town. Can I kind of just crash
Yeah.
in your couch?"
That's kind of what we did in Missouri. So the guy I met up with, I was originally gonna crash on his couch and just do that. So then I had to pay for a hotel room, but it turns out he's good friends with the person who owns the Comfort Inn, so I got to stay for free.
what?
And it's sweet.
Jeez, you really are a celebrity. Gosh.
It was a nice hotel. This whole like past week has been crazy.
Right.
Like I'm still sitting on like we found another motorcycle too. I don't even know if I told you that. We found a little crotch rocket that was torched and thrown in the river.
What?
Yeah, again with the
Whoops.
claw. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was crazy.
Now,
like,
where that one? Did you have to hook up to the car as
yeah.
well?
So what we were gonna do is we were like, all right, well, we just need to like, cause I lost the claw the first time. Like that whole video is just like, It's crazy. The one that goes out today. So I ended up losing the claw. And so luckily we called somewhere. They had like this weird thing for hanging stuff in a barn. We're like, all right, whatever, that might work. And it worked. So I got that snagged on the other motorcycle. I was like, all right, dude, let's just bend it and get it back so like we can get his rope back. And then I just took off with my car. The wheels started like spinning, like, because it was wet, like gravel road, and the wheels were going like this. I was like, what the heck? This thing's huge.
Right.
And then I started getting some ground. I was like, no way. And then he starts freaking out. He's like, dude, it's another motorcycle. It's another motorcycle.
Oh, my God.
I'm like, no way. I get out of my car and just run back there, and there's the frame of it. And we called the same police down less than 24 hours later, and they're like, you got another one? We're like, yep.
Oh my God.
See, this is what would be really interesting would be going down in Milwaukee in some of the channels down there.
I did magnet fish in Milwaukee before. Next to
You
the
gotta
railroad
probably
track. I
find some
found a
weird
bunch
stuff.
of stuff. Yeah, I didn't go into any of the channels, but it was kind of like the outskirts of Milwaukee.
So I'm just thinking, like, especially with guns, right? Somebody commits a crime, especially in Milwaukee, especially in the north side.
Yep.
And all you got to do is go down by the
Oh,
docks,
my God.
right over the side. Like,
and I mean, it is a good spot to put a gun. Like, I mean, who's
Literally.
going to look in the water?
Right.
that's
So it's
exactly
like
how I'd
magnet
magnet
fish
fish.
as
I'd be like,
well.
all right, if I just committed a crime, where would I dump things?
See, now, like, I'm not going to commit a crime. But like if I
Right.
were, now I wouldn't throw it in the water because like magnet fishing. I mean, some of these guys who commit crimes and
Some
see these
do with a
videos on
YouTube channel,
you
YouTube,
can
find it.
now there's nowhere to-
crapping themselves.
Next thing it would be you can't even bury it in the ground because somebody with a metal detector is going to find it. Yeah,
Right.
We're
Yeah.
onto you. We're onto
Yeah,
all those
co-
people. You
criminals.
can't-
Coming for
We're
you.
coming for you.
Criminals, you need to get into model rocketry.
Jeez.
It's the only place safe.
Yeah.
Send her up in space.
Blow it up.
And
That's
then in 1,000 years from now, there's going to be astronauts going, what is this?
yeah. Flying
Like,
It's
around.
so loud on the moon. How did this get here?
Somebody magnet fishing on the moon is finding something. That's crazy. So you got some traveling in mind this summer, building the website. You know, is there one certain state that you try to hopefully? I know we don't want to give away all your secret states, but do you have one that you think would just be a gold mine, or do you think they're all going to be?
I feel like the more south you get, because the water's open all year in the south,
Yep.
so there's more time to be
Magnet
water
fit-
throw or like stuff to be thrown in. So I feel like Alabama would probably be pretty good. Mississippi would probably be pretty good. Parts of Florida, but the problem is if you go too south, that's when you get like the mud stuff, and then it just sinks in there, and then that's when it gets kind of tricky. When there's a
Gotcha.
lot of mud, but I mean, like
Gotcha.
Texas would probably be pretty good too.
Yep.
Like, there's a lot of spots I want to hit, and I am
You know,
going
it'd be crazy if this is like open your mind a little bit. Would be going out west, like in the mountains, and all of those like popular paths from way back when. You could probably find a lot of
yeah.
antique stuff from way
Yeah.
back then. That'd be crazy.
Definitely. Like, I want to go back up to Virginia because I've talked to some dudes who are doing that up there. And, like, they got all the Civil War stuff. They're like, yeah, we go out, we find old muskets, we find old swords and all this stuff from the Civil
Dude, that
War. I'm
would
like,
be
man,
awesome.
that's
That'd be
sick.
where I'd want to go.
That's probably one of, like, I pretty much found everything on my bucket list so far. Next thing I want to find is a musket from the Civil
Yep.
War or a sword. That would be sick.
That would be awesome. Have you found a boat or anything, like a motor?
No, we found pieces to the motor. We found pieces to motor.
Like the props or something like that?
Well, not to like a boat, but like to like a car.
Oh, car
or,
motors,
like,
okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
We found a lot of pieces to it.
Yep.
Yeah. Nothing really boat related yet that I can remember. I don't know. I have like my 100th magnet fishing video goes up today, so I got 100 of these things out there. I don't even remember what I found.
Wow, it's a
I went back
celebratory.
the other day on my channel. I was like, geez, I found that? I didn't even remember that. Like,
Right.
you just, and that's the good part about YouTube. Like, I can go back the last 4 years of my life, and I can see what I did like pretty much every
Right.
day.
Right.
And it's really cool.
What's been keeping you out of class? You know what I'm saying? The teachers getting mad at you, tardy.
Oh, they kind of understand.
They
Yeah,
understand.
because it's like, yeah.
Troy says he's going to be doing some magnets fishing this summer, so that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's fun.
Stay away from the lake. What is that? Butamore?
Yeah, delete that
stay away
comment.
from Butamore.
Easy Dev is deleted.
No reason.
Yeah, stay away from there. Okay, so is there one thing besides like something that we covered, something else has really really has took a hold with you? It's something that you remember the most, or is it something that we covered? The jewelry, the firearms. The dog tags, I think, would be something that's pretty...
that was pretty cool, and I really hope we can get in touch with that guy. But like a lot of the guns, it's just like the guns are always cool. Oh, go-kart! We got a go-kart. We got 2 of them.
What?
Yeah, like a whole frame to a go-kart, and
Just
then,
like stuff you wouldn't even think of finding
Yeah.
in the bottom of the
I
water.
know it's just crazy.
ridiculous.
We found a whole trailer to like a car, like a trailer. We pulled that out with the claw too. It's crazy.
What?
It was in the same spot with the go-kart. So I think it was the trailer holding the go-kart, and someone just threw it all in. I don't understand how some of this stuff gets in there, but it's down there.
Now, are these actually like big bridges, overpasses
yeah,
type
they're
stuff?
like just bridges over like little creeks. That's
Okay.
it. Like, you guys don't really have that much of it up here. You guys got more lakes, but down by us, it's like all creeks and stuff that are flowing to the ocean.
Okay.
So we go towards the ocean, and
Yep.
there's all these creeks that are running towards the rivers. And
Have you done any ocean magnet fishing?
I did once. Yeah, and it was fun. We found a lot of it was in a really old city, so we found a lot of like old woodworking stuff, like old axe heads and stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. So, a question I have is, you mentioned, the rope and everything that you use, carabiners and such. What is the proper way to connect these?
So, I mean, the rope I use is mountain climbing rope, and it's like that's the best rope we found so far that works for this, and it's like really strong. Like, I mean, we can connect it to the car and pull it out, and
Obviously,
it doesn't
yep.
snap.
Yep.
Right.
So, and that comes with a carabiner that we just hook on there. I mean, obviously a carabiner would be better, but if you just the magnet I have, I broke the carabiner off with one of the cars we pulled up. I didn't even say that yet.
Oh.
We pulled up 2 cars doing this. Yeah, but it snapped the carabiner off.
Wait a minute. The magnet stayed stuck the whole time, or you had to throw the claw in to
No,
get the car
so
out?
we unhooked the carabiner from my magnet, and we connected 2 ropes together because the car was so far away because there's road closed signs because the bridge is abandoned.
Oh, okay.
So we had to run like 3 ropes just to get to the car that we could pull it out. Yeah, that was a crazy video too.
It sounds like you should invest in a tow truck instead of like a cruising van or something
Yeah,
like that.
Right.
You need a tow truck.
Well,
so
you see, what you do is you get the GMC Safari and put a high-powered winch on it, and then
Well,
you chalk
Yeah, I
it.
know.
Boom.
Winch would be pretty nice.
He's probably looking for a
Kapowie.
sponsor for that, ladies and gentlemen. So if somebody wants to
Anybody
help
knows.
him out, right?
Yeah, send a
Contact
winch over
Bryce.
my way.
Yeah,
Could you imagine that in the front of my Ford Edge? Just a winch.
a big one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right in the front.
Where they have those hydraulics that come down to lift it off the ground so it
Yeah,
doesn't
hold the
slide or
place,
anything.
yep.
Dude, let's pimp out that ride.
Oh, yeah.
Let's make it. So, but I thought on one of your videos I saw that you, I used to climb trees and stuff like that. Did you make like, did you splice the rope around it and or was that just a different kind of rope?
I think it was probably just a different type of rope.
Okay.
Well, the knot I usually tie is a polymer knot
Okay.
to just tie it, but really any knot works.
Yep. Is there a certain tensile strength of your rope that you recommend for most of these?
I mean, I usually just say, like, if people are just getting into it, you can go to Walmart. There's this blue rope that's like 50 foot of it. It's like $2.
Okay.
You just go out and get that to get started.
Right.
And once if you're really into it, like, there's definitely, you can upgrade. The rope I use is like $50. So it's like, it's
good
really
stuff.
good. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yep. This is so awesome. Have you played with one of these yet? You have to play
No.
with it after the show.
It's
Yours
fun
are
just
well.
to twirl around in your
It
hand.
is. Like I
So
just,
now is the claw magnetic too, or is that just 100%
No, it's not.
just
It's stainless steel.
Oh wow, okay.
And that's kind of why I like that. The one we had to pick up from one of the stores, it was magnetic, and
Sure.
because a lot of time we'll have the magnet down and the rope on it, and then we'll throw the claw. Like the magnet's kind of like a you can tell where it is. So we throw the claw there, and the claw kept getting stuck to the magnet. So
For
it
sure.
would, like, mess it up.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's why those ones I like those way better because they're not magnetic.
Right. So the big question for me is, what do those 2 products retail for?
The 1,500 pound retails for $64.99, and then the claws go for $29.99
For sure.
on
Yep.
the website.
Yep. And you are out of a couple different sizes on the magnets. You got orders coming in soon for those kind of things. Because you have the 500 and the 900 pounder.
Yeah, the 500s are $34.99, the 900s are $44.99, and then we said the 1500s.
This one's in stock right now. So
Yeah,
make
I
sure
am.
you-
I got like 6 of these left, and I got like 20 of the claws left. But
Just crazy.
Yeah, I know. I definitely didn't order enough because I wasn't expecting like this many people to be interested in magnet fishing.
Right.
Yeah.
That means you're doing your job and you're doing it well.
Yeah, I guess.
He's like on YouTube. He is the guy for magnet fishing. Like
Yeah.
there's a couple other people that have pages, but they're not like
yeah,
Outdoors
me and my
Weekly.
buddy, like, we kind of got
Now, who's
him a
that
lot-
guy? Can you call him out?
Yeah, Daniel Bowens. Me
Okay.
and him.
What's his-
It turns out, so we met each other when he had like 3,000 subscribers, and this was not even that long ago. It was probably like a year ago. This shows you like really how big magnet fishing got, how quick. So he had like 3,000 subscribers, and I had like 22,000, I think, because I'm coming off the Bone video, and then we just started magnet fishing together. We were in each other's videos that would blow up and get like a couple million views, and we just helped each other grow. And like we just took over. Like the next biggest channel in the U.S. is the guy I met up with in Missouri. He's got like 35,000, and Danny, he's got 100 and like almost 150,000 now.
Nice. What's Danny's page?
Daniel Bowens.
Okay,
it's just his name.
Okay,
yeah,
just his
he's
name.
got some good stuff over there too.
So I got a couple questions about the YouTube world. How does that all work? Like, did YouTube personally, like, did they call you and say, "Hey, man, your videos are so awesome.
I wish.
Like, we want to blow you up." I mean, but you said you were trying to help us, trying to grow our page here while we were waiting to get set up here and everything like that. But I mean, how long did it take you to figure out the ins and outs of YouTube?
So, like, I'm pretty sure, like, I got YouTube pretty figured out right now, and that, like, I just figured it out probably in this past year. It probably took me like 2 years to really like fully understand it. And what it is, it's like you just work, you just try a whole bunch of things until something sticks.
Yep.
And once something sticks, you just drive it into the ground. I mean, this stuck, and luckily it's something I love to do.
Literally
that stuck.
To make
Yeah,
it.
literally. Yeah, you just run it into the ground.
Those are dad jokes. So that, I mean, that's what your kind of tip is for anybody that's out there that's pursuing it. I mean, like, I know Trevor is working hard on growing his YouTube. It's just,
oh, he's got one?
yep, it's find a little niche and then go with it, and then just, you know, continue to try to do this. Do you try to duplicate a lot of the same videos? I mean, obviously you're just magnet fishing over and over.
Well, that's
again.
what makes them so interesting, is because you're pulling up different stuff every
single time.
Like, you never know what you're gonna pull up,
Yep.
and that's what makes it so fun. And then once you get it up, you can like guess and try to figure out what it is, because you're not gonna know what it is all the time because it's all caked in rust and mud and stuff. And you gotta, like, it's kind of like putting the puzzle pieces together. Like, sometimes you're like finding like multiple things. Like at that spot where we found all the guns, we were like trying to put together the crime scene, because it's like we found a cash register, we found guns. Well, now we found the duffel bag full of jewelry. Granted, it's probably all been thrown there at different times, but still, maybe some of it wasn't. We're like, oh, dude, maybe he like robbed a gas station or something, took the whole cash register and got scared, took the money and threw it in.
Right.
The river.
In your mind, you're just putting all this together.
Yeah.
These, like challenge videos. Challenge videos are popular on YouTube.
I'd say they were.
Now they're
I
not
don't
anymore.
think they're really a thing anymore. But the guy I met up with, we were gonna try to do some sort of challenge video, but I don't want to give up my ideas.
No,
I
that's
got a
great.
couple ideas. I feel like I'll kind of keep those ones to myself.
Yeah.
But I do got a couple ideas for a challenge video we might try.
We got to catch up here again. So Troy had said he was going to do some magnet fishing. He's going to do it this summer, Lake Country area in Wisconsin. He also says, I will be using the rare earth magnets from MSC. Any thoughts on those?
I've never heard of that company before. Like we were saying earlier, there's so many small ones that are just popping up left and right. I have no idea. I've never heard of that company before.
So basically, Troy, it just comes down to go to the Battle Magnets page and get yourself a real good quality magnet, and then really you could then he could do a YouTube video testing your magnet against somebody else's magnet.
Oh yeah, we'll see.
Maybe you should just reach out to Bryce, hook a brother up. Let's go. But I think this has been awesome. We're super excited that you made the trip. I mean, you drove here yesterday just to come hang out with us at the Real Shot. How lucky is that? And then when you're back again in May, that's when we're a chance you're gonna do some filming. We'd love to come do some filming with you. I think we're gonna line up a boat or two for that kind of trip and go out and do some stuff.
That'd be interesting.
I don't think there's a video on YouTube of that yet. I've seen kayaks, but I don't think I've seen a boat.
I have seen one video.
Boat?
Yes.
That's got to be something that you could do real cool with a boat, though.
Yeah, I have seen
I would go
one
under, like,
magnet
Oshkosh.
fishing video. I'm not going to say the name because I want you to be the one that gets the most notoriety for it. But
dude, Oshkosh,
yes.
So many spots
what
down
about,
there. Especially
the pier
in
when
the
walleye run, there's probably a ton of lipless crankbaits down there.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
And then, like, those, even if the hooks rust out, you still got the rattles in there that stick.
Yes.
I look at Oshkosh going, dude, I'd go right in the flight path. Go right along there. All the planes that have went down over the years.
Can you imagine hooking up to a plane?
Oh, jeez, with the claw. You just take off with the boat, the wings.
Come right out of the water. It just goes flying above your head.
That would be
like
crazy.
literally,
I caught a plane magnet fishing. I can just see the views from here.
Oh
well, you say that you say that thinking it's a joke, and it's actually happened to a couple people. Where I don't know if they were doing something related to either magnet fishing or doing some cleanup in like swamps and whatnot. And they have one that goes on display every year down in Oshkosh at the Air Venture.
Yeah,
it's an old Corsair that some dude found in his like underwater in the swamp, like that he owned on his land, and they just trailer it up here, and it's just like this mangled wreck from like an Air Force crash. And I'm like, what? Like, could you imagine just finding a full Corsair like airplane? So they had one. It was I think it was a P-51, and they actually restored it. They restored it from pulling it out from the water, and then restored it to I don't know if it flew again, but I know that they restored it to
That's
look
crazy.
like it was factory.
That is.
Man, I couldn't imagine finding anything like that.
I would freak.
I would be
Like-
beyond freaking out.
Like literally, like I think I'd pass out.
I'd get excited
If
for
you
a lot
found
of
it-
stuff,
if you
but if I found
found
a
it-
whole airplane, oh
an
my
airplane,
gosh.
I'd pass out in a heartbeat. I'd be done.
I would just be a little nervous using this thing, and what besides
Yeah.
a deer body, what else may come up with this kind of thing? Like, what-
See, around here, I'd feel bad because of all the sturgeon in the water. Like you'd probably hook into a sturgeon. I mean, I've done it.
I mean, it wouldn't
the
really
points are
penetrate.
yeah, their
It
points
wouldn't
are
really.
real
Right.
sharp.
They're not that sharp.
For
On
sure.
the small ones, they
What about
are.
a
I don't have the
if you hooked
small
into
ones.
a shark.
Ooh, yeah.
No, think about this though. Like, if you're in the ocean and you drop your magnet down, and a shark had eaten some metal, like a license plate or something like that, and you fought the shark, how awesome would that be? You know, that's what I thought you were gonna say
Yeah.
when you caught those catfish. I
Oh,
was like,
no.
oh, the
Yeah.
catfish swallowed like
That's
a
what I
metal
thought
bait
too,
or
like,
something, and then here comes
It's
the
not that
catfish up.
magnetic. Yeah.
No.
But back to magnet fishing in the ocean, like I really can't imagine there being that much stuff off piers because like there's so much current.
yeah,
When
it
there's
would get-
current
Oh,
ripping and
ripping out.
pulling, even just like in some of the sounds by the ocean too, where it's just
What
the tides pull
Right.
stuff.
I've seen some of the videos where they go do the snorkeling and stuff like that, and they find like GoPros and
Yeah, I'm gonna
watches.
get. I really want to get into that. That's something I discovered because I did the snorkeling. I want to get into scuba diving because I got some
Yes.
spots like that got to be loaded. I already know there's stuff there like that abandoned bridge spot. Like we're finding this many guns like with the magnets, and you got to keep in mind this is like probably a 5-inch radius. Could you imagine what your field of vision might be?
Right,
And how
right.
much?
Right.
Because there's stuff down there that we can't even pull up with the claw. Like it's under logs and stuff, and it's just really hard. Like if you go down there, you can just like tie a rope to it, just get up there and pull it out.
right.
And I think we know somewhere where there's a whole ATM in the water,
What?
like a whole ATM. So we originally, when we pulled them up, we thought they were safe doors. But then I kept getting comments, and I got some DMs on Instagram of people who are like, no, that's the back of an ATM. And we've caught 3 of them, and there's this really massive thing that we cannot get up. And we tried putting the claw on it. It bent the claw a little bit, which is really hard to bend. I
Right.
mean, like,
Yeah.
it pulled up a
Still.
motorcycle and didn't bend. This thing is big. So what we're going to do is when the water warms up a little bit, I'm going to get down there, I'm going to tie a rope around it, and then we're going to pull it out with the car. But I'm probably like 60% sure it's an ATM. Because we found the front of it, too. Like
I'm trying to
with the
imagine
numbers.
how the ATM went from being an ATM to underwater somewhere.
Right.
Like how awfully hard that would have been to
Oh my
pull
gosh,
that
those
off. If that
doors-
was some sort of heist, like
Yeah.
how
Those,
much effort that was.
Yeah, those doors, the back of the ATM, it took 3 people to barely pull it up. Those things weighed like 250 pounds a piece.
Holy
Easy.
Oh, yeah.
smokes.
And you got to keep in mind we're pulling it by rope,
right.
Right.
so it makes it all that heavier.
Hurts your hands and
Oh
everything
yeah,
like
it was
that.
it was terrible. Like we got pretty good at pulling up, but that first one took us like 30 minutes, and then the bridge is like an awkward height where we're standing on. We're like, gotta use your back, and you don't want to do that. You want to use
Right.
your legs. You got more power.
Yeah, you should travel with a winch, I think, is what
Yeah.
you should do.
A
Just-
mobile winch would
yeah,
be really
put
sick.
it on to just crank stuff up off the
That make
bridges
it a lot
and stuff.
easier than having to back up into position each time. to do
Right,
it.
right. Yeah, hard on your vehicle. Troy, he's really all over here. I love it, man. He says he's going to check out the battle magnets, and then he says, "Can you imagine kayak fishing with magnet fishing out of a kayak?"
We've done that before, and it's actually pretty challenging. But we did catch a gun doing it. We did. It was at that same spot where we fought the 7. That was one of the 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is kind of hard. Just I would definitely recommend like probably like a 500 and 900 for doing it because we're using these big ones and you're throwing it and then you're pulling yourself towards it because it's heavy. So I definitely go with probably like a 500-pound pull magnet if you're gonna do it out of a kayak. But I had a lot of people at the trade shows. They'd buy them and then they'd go drag them behind their boat while they're fishing with their trolling motor. Just they throw it out and just drag it, and then when they're gonna leave, they'll just pick it up.
Pull it up.
Yeah, and see if they got anything.
Huh.
That's crazy, dude.
Interesting.
This is so awesome. I'm so stoked to get out and enjoy the world of magnet
Yeah,
fishing.
it's a whole like it will open your eyes.
Well, he does a
legitimately-
great job of like getting you jacked up for it here.
Right.
He's like slamming
Oh, yeah.
my energy drinks. It reminds me of myself like 3 weeks ago when I was all jacked up on energy drinks.
I mean, you're not right now.
No, I had a hard time
I'm
today.
usually
I
not
did-
on energy drinks though. It's just I got in here at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
You're driving up
so
from
I
Missouri.
need something to like keep me awake.
Right.
Yeah,
And
gotta
now
get
you're just
3 a.m.
running right back home from here?
No, I'm going back. I gotta edit some videos.
Okay.
And then
Leaving
going back.
Got to get that
pretty
homework
soon.
done.
Yeah.
No, he's just thinking of the next magnet video.
Yeah, I gotta get them videos done first though.
Zach, what is the name? Troy says you should set up on where? Cornucopia?
Canoecopia.
Yeah, Canoecopia. I don't even know where that is.
Madison?
In Madison.
Huh.
Well, there you go. All right. Well, I think we got a little late start, but I mean, there's as much information as you're going to get on the world of magnet fishing.
Right.
Yeah.
So for anybody, again, that wants to follow you and find all your good stuff, please let them know where they can find you on all social media platforms.
So my main social media is YouTube. That is just Outdoors Weekly. And then my Instagram is outdoors_weekly_. And that's pretty much it. And then the Battle Magnets, the website is www.battlemagnets.us.
Don't go to Outdoors Weekly fan page.
No.
That is not one that you don't want to go to.
No, that is the wrong
You're
one.
holding a smallmouth bass in the picture on your Outdoors page.
Yes. Yes.
So, but no, I thank you so much for making a trip here and being with us today. I look forward to hopefully working with you more in the future on this kind of stuff. And I'm excited for warmer weather. So when you come back up in May, I mean, we got all kinds of crazy stuff in. But you were talking about that the pier going there, and I'm like, dude, we're going to be there fishing for head-to-head here in a couple of weeks. Or not a couple of weeks, over in time, the end of March.
Right.
Can you imagine if one of those guys was dragging a 1,500-pound magnet behind their boat, what they would be finding? Like the lures, like you said,
exactly.
Would you find it would be nuts? Jigs.
Oh, it would be ridiculous.
Yeah, crazy.
Jigs, crankbaits, all
That's
that.
one thing I've never thought about. All the waterways around here is like just the sheer massive amount of
fishing lures
that have to just be littering the bottom.
It's got to be crazy. And
like,
then,
literally,
especially on a snag, too, like, if you go to a crib, like, right on the outside, like, eventually, like, people hook to it, the hooks rust off eventually. So just sitting down there is, like, all the, like, the shell of it with the beads in it.
Yep.
And that's all stuff that will stick right to the magnet.
Stick right to it. Before we run out of here, we got a couple of other comments coming in. Sherry says, I'm trying this in the spring, been watching his videos all last week, so that's
awesome.
a shout out. Was the human bone was that a human bone you found?
So I never found out about the bone. They never let me know. But I'm telling you, like, I still swear by it today. Like, that was not a deer bone. Like, it was way too big to be a deer bone.
I went back and I've watched that. Did you have to blur that out?
So with the state that YouTube was in, they were demonetizing every single video. And, like, I mean, that's how I paid for gas to get up to Wisconsin that summer. And that's how I paid to get back. Yeah. So it's like, I need to make my money back off gas. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to take the risk. So I blurred out the bone because I was literally had, like, nobody left to get back for gas. So
right.
I needed something, and it worked out.
So just by blurring out the bone, it helped. Because otherwise they wouldn't sponsor or they wouldn't help you off that video?
Well, there was definitely a greater chance that it could have got demonetized.
Okay.
And I just kind of minimized the risk. And
right.
I mean, I posted a comment I pinned it too. It was like, if you want to see it, just send me a DM on Instagram and I'll send you a picture. And that's what I do. If someone wants to see it, I'll just send them a picture on Instagram.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm not. That would be the worst thing I think you could find. Like, I think about that all the time.
Oh, that's my biggest fear is pulling up a body.
Yeah,
that's my biggest fear.
Oh yeah.
But then at the end of the day, like, that's bringing closure to someone. It's
Very
like
true.
as much as I don't want to find something like that, it would also help a lot.
Right. Yeah.
Awesome. And it could help
just
solve
like cold
a case.
Case files.
Just like cold case files. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's just like cold case files.
Yeah. Like, I could just imagine, like, bringing the magnet and stick it to somebody's watch, and the watch is still.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Hey man, that's how I felt that time when I hooked that sturgeon fishing down in the lockdown there, dude. That freaked me out. The way that felt, it was so strange.
Just heavy.
It was literally just felt like you lifted, like when you're in a pool and you pick somebody up underwater. It felt exactly like that. No movement, just dead weight. I'm like, oh god.
No,
I'm like, this is so weird. Like, hole in the water. Please don't be gross. Please
right.
Don't be gross.
Yeah. Oh. Let's just skip over the rest of that conversation. Yeah.
So, it was a fish.
Luckily, it wasn't fish.
It was a fish.
Prehistoric fish. So, okay, cool. So we recapped it one last time. You can go on YouTube and find your stuff.
Yes.
Outdoors Weekly, Instagram. You don't really have a Facebook page.
Not really, no.
Facebook's for old people. That's the way I feel about it.
It
Even though
is.
we're on Facebook right now. But I mean, I think it's exciting. I'm super, super stoked for you and everything that you got coming up the rest of the this 2020 season and moving forward. I can't wait till we get you back up here and again to do another podcast in the next couple of weeks.
Definitely.
But I keep saying a couple weeks. Like I'm so excited for spring
You're
now. I
getting
think it's like
ahead of
right
Yeah, we need
here.
spring. This winter sucks
what happened
so bad.
with the groundhog thing?
I thought he did. What is it? If he didn't see his shadow,
Something about spring early.
Yeah,
It was
it's
whatever
early
whatever it
spring.
was. Spring is
That
early.
never
that's
works.
That's
Like-
probably why you're thinking like, oh,
we
weeks,
just came.
couple weeks.
We had 56-degree weather up here over the
It
weekend.
hasn't been winter. Like I don't know how it's
Winter
been up
doesn't even
here.
exist.
It hasn't been winter this year. Like there's been like probably 7 days total in North Carolina where it's actually felt like upper 40 or lower 40s, upper 30s. Like, but it's been like 60s and 70s. I've been in shorts and short sleeves more than I've been in like sweatshirts.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yep. I know we keep trying to wrap this up, but I love the comments still coming in. Don House says, "What's the coolest thing y'all found?"
Probably that Harley Davidson motorcycle that video comes out today.
There
That
it
was
is.
that
That was
took the
perfect.
cake.
Yeah.
It used to
Yep.
be the duffel bag full of jewelry, but
Yep.
that Harley Davidson took the cake.
So, yes, he has another video dropping tonight at 5 o'clock on his YouTube channel, Outdoors Weekly. It hits at 5 p.m. Central Time. That's the one where you find a Harley Davidson motorcycle. There's a backstory to
Yeah,
it. Make sure you go
it's
ahead
crazy.
and give him the old segue, what you say at the end of what all YouTubers have to say. Make sure to do this, this, and this, right?
For TRS.
No, for your stuff.
Oh, for my stuff?
Like, subscribe,
Like,
and,
Oh, like that? See, I don't even do that.
that's
Like,
perfect.
yeah,
Because
I usually
drives me
like,
nuts.
I mean,
smash that subscribe
smash
button.
that like
Hit
button.
that ding, that bell, man. Come on. Drop down in the comments. But
You gotta do the cheers thing, man. That's
Oh,
my transition.
Oh, I do that.
You do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. See ya. And then I cover the lens at the end, and then it goes to my outro card.
Boom.
See, I've been doing that for so long though.
Do you use it as a transition though too, between like when you're at one place to another?
No, I just kind of like my videos aren't really edited that well. They just like it's like cut.
They don't
cut,
really need
cut.
to be.
No,
I mean,
Yeah.
it's just the content's there.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yep.
100%.
All right. Oh my God. Really? A Harley? Yes.
Yeah,
5
literally
o'clock
a Harley.
tonight, man.
It was the
I
cop
just-
said it was like a $50,000 Harley Davidson motorcycle.
It looked like a electric light or something like that. I just saw it
Yeah,
on
you
your
saw the
Instagram.
picture. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I wanted to use that picture on the event cover, but it was too far
Yeah,
away.
I know. That was more for that picture was like more for us.
Well,
Like, that
right,
was-
exactly. And I appreciate you sending it to me, but I'm like, well, people got to realize who you
Yeah.
are, and I'm,
Yeah, the gun one was a good one.
Yeah, the big celebrity you are, and so we better let you roll here so Trevor can get an autograph here in a couple minutes. He's gonna be super stoked. Plus, you got to probably get some sleep. And what's your YouTube channel? Say everything one last time, and then I'll let you end it for us.
Outdoors Weekly is the YouTube channel. Instagram is outdoors_weekly_, and then the magnets that I use is www.battlemagnet.us.
There it is. Now just punch it, and we're out of here. Thanks
There we go.
everybody for tuning in. And
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you
It's
so
fun.
much. We will see everybody again on TRS Live.